And usually it'll go ahead and start so we can actually go ahead and get started.
Okay.
All righty. Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you all to our live stream. This is Tonetta, and we have Miss Marjorie here as well. And we're going to be talking about their organization called Voyce. So I'll let Miss Marjorie take it away. And the question that I have for her, and also just to let you all know, the reasons why I'm having these types of live, and she's actually my first guest, but is to, of course, educate our St. Louis community on the different resources that we have. A lot of times I get a lot of calls. I work for Deer Valley Home Health Services, and I get a lot of calls from there and other places as well, just asking about resources, what's going on, what's out there, what can they use. And so I want to utilize this platform to, of course, start doing that on. So I want to go ahead and let you all know that. But I definitely want to welcome you, Miss Marjorie, and thank you for doing this for me. Because like I said, you're my first guest. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
I didn't hear you.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. So did you want to go ahead and get started? Can you tell us a little bit about your position and your role at Voyce?
Yeah, so Voyce actually started as the long-term care ombudsman program for St. Louis City, County, and the surrounding area, and then all of Northeast Missouri, all the way up to Iowa. So that's how our organization started. So what that means is that our volunteers and our staff go into nursing homes, assisted living centers, and residential care facilities throughout that region to make sure that the residents there are being treated properly, to make sure that they have what they need and that they're being treated with dignity at all times. We help solve problems for them. We help set up resident councils. We help family members work through issues. And sometimes we work with family members to help resolve problems that are happening with facilities. And sometimes we help facilities resolve problems that are happening with family members. So that's what we do in normal times. So in these days, we've been doing a lot of helping families connect with their loved ones that are in these long-term care facilities. It's almost 2 months since they've closed their doors to outside visitors. So 2 months since people have been able to have had to go without seeing their family members. So we've been doing a lot of work trying to make sure that line of communication is open, because the nursing homes are so bogged down with the work that they're doing. You know how hard it is to get staff in nursing home facilities and any kind of elder care, and this is only making the problem worse. So we're really that's our biggest role right now. And so I serve as our executive director. So I say that I clear out all of the work that needs to be done to keep us running, so that my staff, who are really the talented social workers and people who really know how to do this, so that they can do that. And so that they don't have to deal with any of the other stuff that happens as a result.
That's a good thing. Thank you. Well, for somebody that doesn't know about your service, and some of them may be listening, let me get my phone here. Can you tell us kind of how your intake process goes, or how would a family get in contact with you all?
Yeah.
And what they would need to do?
Yeah, so it's pretty easy. All you have to do is call our phone number, which is 314-981-822. I'm sorry, 918-8222. And or if you go to our website, which is Voyce with a Y, stl.org, all the phone numbers are listed there too. And let us know what facility your loved one's in, and usually where that's located. And then we make sure that you get matched up with the right staff member who takes care of that area. And really from there, all we need you to do is tell us your story. Tell us what's going on. Walk us through what's been happening, and we can see if we can help. There's some situations that we're not going to be able to help in, but by and large, we're going to be able to help you, especially if it comes to, I've been trying to call the nursing home. I can't get anybody on the phone. A lot of times we, know somebody there and can get that answer a little bit more quickly. If it's a matter of, I think my father's being mistreated and I need to get some answers around that. That's definitely something that we can help with. So, we can help in a lot of different ways, but usually it's just making that first phone call or sending that first email just to let us know, hey, I need some help. And that's it.
And do you all service people from the city and St. Louis County and all the surrounding areas, or?
Yeah, so absolutely. So we take care of, so St. Louis City, St. Louis County, Jefferson, Franklin, St. Charles, Warren County, Lincoln County, and then just keep going all the way up to Iowa.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure.
And if you're not in that region and you're not sure I can guarantee you there's a service like us in your area. This is actually part of a program that's federally mandated. So every county has to have one. So you can either call us or if you just Google long-term care ombudsman in your area, that person will come up as well.
And that's for every state and not just St. Louis, I guess not just Missouri?
Exactly. Yeah. Every state, every county and every state has to have one. So this actually came out of the Older Americans Act back in the 1970s. People were really concerned even back then about how people in nursing homes were being treated, and they wanted to have some oversight. So what I always say is that the ombudsman, and ideally it's a volunteer, although right now our volunteers are very much sidelined. Ideally it's a volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers. So if somebody really loves this issue, call us. We could use some volunteers. But people got really upset about how our elders were being treated back then. And Congress thought that, this is a good way to do it. We're a really good way to be able to go in there and work with a long-term care facility before the state has to send in a surveyor or somebody that's going to give them penalties. So this is a really good way for it. So this is why the facilities like to work with us, is because then we can go in and we can say, how can we do this better? How can we work together to make sure that care is being done right? Before somebody has to come in and give them fines or give them penalties and things like that, or take away their license. So that's one of the reasons that a lot of the facilities are really willing to work with us, is because we really try hard to do the best for the resident in all cases.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And have the actual nursing facilities been kind of okay with you all coming in? I guess I'm assuming they all know who you are, but are they okay with you all coming in to, of course, assist our clients? And even if they may have done something wrong, I guess I put it that way.
Yeah, I would say in probably 90% of the cases, the facilities, are really willing to work with us. It's funny because, every now and then you just get a person at a place that just is like, oh, who are you? I don't know what to do with you. But I would say by and large, most places are really willing to work with us. Right now we can't go into the facilities either. So almost all of our services being done over the phone, which is really weird for us, because our program really runs really well on that one-on-one in-person communication. Our goal in normal times is to really get to know the residents really well. And that lets them tell us their problems a little bit more easily. I think, if you've got a stranger coming in that you've never met before, and I say, you got any problems here? You're going to say, nope, don't know what you're talking about. You're going to get me in trouble. Where, once we're able to establish that trust, you feel like, I'm not going to do something that's going to hurt you, that's going to get you kicked out of your home, that's, going to get somebody to retaliate against you in the facility. We're not going to do that, but people have to trust you first. And I think that that's the most important thing.
Okay, good. That's the truth. So I know about the trust factor, so that's definitely the truth. Yes. And what about, can you give us an example of one of the cases that you may have had that turned out well for you all?
Sure. So more recently, honestly, one of the biggest things that's been happening for us a lot lately is we've been getting a lot of calls from family members who are just worried out of their minds because they can't get a hold of their loved ones. So in a lot of the facilities, everybody recommends phone calls, video chats, and all of those sorts of things. I think that what all of us that have just kind of normal abilities forget is that a lot of the people that are living in nursing homes are hard of hearing, or they have zero technology skills. And right now, very few people to help them. So video calls, phone calls just may not be the best. So they can't get a hold of the people that they love. And at the same time, they can't get a hold of anybody at the facility. So actually just today, we had a specific facility that we'd had actually several family members call us. We'd actually gotten several referrals from the state because people have been calling some of the state surveyors as well, saying, hey, we can't get any information. We have no idea what's going on. And at about 3:30 today, we finally heard from the administrator of that particular facility that said, I got it. We're working on it. Here's what we're trying to do. And here's what I just did. And they had just sent out an automated message to all of the family members to let them know, like, here's what's going on in the whole facility. And then they were working on making sure they got that individual communication along the way as well. So we were able to help them kind of work through some of those problems as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. And I did have a question. Are your services, is there a fee for your services, or they're covered by Medicaid or some insurance, or they're all free?
Our service is 100% free for the Ombudsman service. So it's partly covered by the federal government, a little bit of it. The United Way of St. Louis pays for some of our services. And then we're also donation based. So if somebody uses our service, has the means to fund the organization, Tomorrow is giving Tuesday now. And, if somebody is able to give, we gladly accept those donations, but we do not require anything for our services. We do have another service where we connect people to long care. So if somebody calls us and says, I live in U City, my mom needs to go in memory care, and we're going to have to use Medicaid to do that. We can actually match you up with a couple different facilities that will meet those criteria. And we do get some funding from another organization for that, and that is also donation based. So if somebody says, "Hey, you guys did a great job. I want to support you. I want to make sure that the next person has access to that," we'll accept those donations too.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, because I didn't know that. I had no idea that part either. So that's good.
Yeah,
I had no idea. Yeah.
So we also keep a what we call our consumer resource directory, which is a listing, and this is the only thing we charge for. It's a listing of every long-term care facility in our general vicinity, and the sort of pay that they require. Like, so if they will only take private pay, or they'll accept Medicaid or something like that, the special services they offer, because some places might be really good for somebody who's hard of hearing, some places maybe not. And sort of thing. So it lists all of that out, and that's $15, and that's available on our website by either PDF or a paper copy that we'll mail you. And actually, we just updated that as well.
I didn't know that. Okay, and that's for other agencies, or what you said, nursing facilities and long-term care facilities. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So and anybody can go on there and buy it. We do have a lot of professionals that use it because it is really helpful to go. Here's all the places that we can go. So yeah. And we also, actually, with that other piece that I mentioned, the calling and connecting to long-term care, we also connect with home health care as well. And because a lot of times people call and they say, I need this. But once we start talking to them, everybody kind of realizes, no, you actually need that. So we can help get them to the thing that they really need. Because usually people are calling in crisis. I mean, when your mom or dad has to go into long-term care or is starting to see the effects of aging, and especially if there's any memory loss or dementia involved, that's scary. It's really hard. And none of us want our parents to be in that position, and none of us want to send our parents to the nursing home. Right. Nobody wants to do that. So, we try to make that process as easy as possible, because it's a scary time for all of us. And I think daughters are like this maybe more than sons, but I want to admit that defeat of, I can't take care of mom, that's heartbreaking. So
that is.
So, yeah.
And I'm hearing you talk about placement into facilities. So do you all follow them from the application process on until they're already placed, or how far do you go with them in the process?
So our main goal is to provide them with a couple of different places that they can call. We do know a couple of people that really do hold your hand throughout all of that piece that we can also refer them to. But people can call us as many times as they want. So if we give you, a couple of places to call and none of those work out, or if one of them does and you go, oh man, I still have questions, keep calling us. We are more than willing to be there every step of the way, but we kind of give you the information and then say, do what you got to do. Come back to us if you need us. So, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Do you all connect with other agencies like the Society for the Blind if they need those kind of services also, or is that in the directory as well?
That's in the directory as well. But, as you mentioned blind services, that actually my very first job, and the job I was in for 16 years was at another organization called Mind's Eye, which serves people with vision loss. So we actually just last week updated or uploaded an article on our news section of our website all about different activities that people, particularly in nursing homes, but people who are visually impaired in nursing homes, things that they can do. Because I was like, we had a couple activity directors ask, and I said, this is an area I actually know something about in the program. So, so if somebody does have somebody in their life that is low vision and could use some extra help, or maybe just some ideas of something to do right now, that's up there as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, thank you. And can you tell us a little bit about what an ombudsman is? Because some may not know really exactly what that is. I know I've heard the term before. I had to look it up maybe a month or so ago. Now I know what it is, but I know we may have some viewers out there that may have no idea what that is at all. Did you mind explaining kind of what that is for everybody?
Absolutely. So I will let you guys know that like 6 months ago when I started this job, I couldn't even pronounce it. So, that's okay. So basically what it means is it means advocate when it comes down to it. So we're the person that advocates for the resident. And I think that that's the important thing that we always have to remind people. And we have to remember family members every now and then. Our goal is to make sure that the best thing for the resident is being done. And sometimes, son and daughter don't agree on what that might be.
I can imagine.
Sometimes facility thinks it's a whole other thing. And then, what we really try to do, and this is why our name is Voice, is we try to lift the voice of the person that lives in the long-term care facility. So that's our goal, is to make sure that their voice is being heard from that. We had an incident several months ago now, and it was a resident had her daughter saying that she really wanted one thing, and the facility, the medical advice was very different. And mom wanted something more what the facility was saying, but didn't want to go up against what her daughter said. And so we really tried to help make that, help them through that, because sometimes we do a lot of mediation for family members just to try to help people in those situations, because especially when you're towards the end of your years, you don't want to have a conflict with your family. You don't want to be there. That's not the time. So we try to make those things easy so that the residents' voice is heard and that they're taken care of in the best manner.
Okay, that's good. And I know you're talking about the end of life care, that kind of thing as well. Do you all deal with the probate court as far as making sure they have a power of attorney? That I guess if there is an issue within the family. I know that because I know that comes up with me as well sometimes. So I wasn't sure whether you all address those kind of services as well.
Yeah. So, the one thing is that, so once the resident passes away, then we have to step out of the picture, unless in the rare instance that there's something going on that's a continuing danger to other residents in that facility. So if something's going on, that there's something that's unsafe that's going on, that we can continue to address. But once the resident passes away, then we step out, because really at that point, there needs there's no more needs to be met, I guess. But what that I believe that at times we do help residents connect to those sorts of services, so that before that time comes, they can get those things sorted and taken care of.
Okay, that's good, because I know I was wondering that, because I'm sure some families, like you said, may not see eye to eye on different things, and may want to, of course, control this, control that, control mom, control dad, but you have to go through those kind of legal proceedings, I'm sure, as well too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I do know that we will often refer to different elder care lawyers and things like that, so that people can get those appropriate things. When the one things that we always say is we're not lawyers. We didn't get that.
Correct.
So we try to make sure that people have the right resources in that area.
Okay, that's good. Well, did you have anything else you wanted to say about your agency that we may not know, that you haven't already talked about thus far?
Well, I want everybody to be thinking about the caregivers that they're seeing right now, because we have so many fantastic ones. And I think it's going to be August that we're going to open it up. Every year we have a big Caregivers Award event. Oh, wow. And we want to see this year have the biggest number of nominations ever, because, oh my goodness, the way that caregivers have stepped up this year has been amazing on so many levels, and really stepped up for residents, stepped up for home health care, stepped up for hospice, stepped up for hospitals, all of those areas, adult daycare. So if you're watching from the sidelines and you're seeing somebody just knock it out of the park, I hope that you'll consider nominating them later on this year. So keep an eye on our Facebook and all of that sort of stuff.
Okay.
We'll be announcing like crazy once that's ready to happen.
And I heard you say that anybody can nominate anyone that's a caregiver?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So anybody can nominate. Actually, up until last year, it was only, the place that they worked for could nominate. But we said, it's hard to choose sometimes. Yeah. So we really wanted the community to be able to be involved in this and really for them to say, you know what, I personally saw somebody being amazing, because sometimes your boss doesn't see it. So, but when the family that you're helping sees it, that's really important.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Will you all be having the actual award ceremony this year, or is it canceled because of things? I know a lot is going on, but
yeah,
I wasn't sure. Okay.
So right now we're trying to decide. So typically we've done it at the very beginning of December. We're looking at actually pushing it back to January, just because the last couple of years we've gotten kind of caught up in Christmas parties. So we're not really, it's so hard to tell what's going to go on. So we're planning on January, and we're definitely going to have a ceremony. Whether people are going to be able to attend the ceremony or not is
I guess maybe virtually, maybe. Yeah. Okay. But that's how some graduations are doing too. Some virtual type of deals and that kind of thing. So good. Do you all have any kind of fundraisers, any other kind of fundraisers coming up, or anything just in case there's people out there that may want to donate or may want to help support your agency?
Yeah, so you've actually picked the perfect week for this, because this is our giving back week. So today we're encouraging people to give personal protective equipment to nursing homes. Tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, so we're actually encouraging people to make donations to Voyce and to any other organization that they love in the community. So that, and then Wednesday we're encouraging people to send morale boosters to nursing homes. So whether that's flowers, cards, or food for the nursing staff, anything like that, that's Wednesday. That's Wednesday. Thursday's Give STL Day. So again, give to Voyce or give to another agency that you love. And then on Friday is give what you think is right that day.
Awesome.
So, mishmash.
That's awesome. I love it. I love that. And I heard you said, I know you all do have a Facebook as well. I'm going to have to share that into the comments later on, because it won't let me put any comments on this StreamYard. I put it that way. So,
awesome.
So I have to share it into the broadcast and the comments a little bit later on.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I just appreciate you having us on and letting us know letting everybody know that this service is available. It's available for anybody who needs it, who's having trouble working with the nursing home or residential care center, assisted living. And, like I mentioned, it's completely free. So don't be afraid to call. We're here for you.
Yes. And can you please give your phone number again they can contact?
Sure. It's 314-918-8222.
Okay. All righty.
Yes,
I hear the doggy too. That's all right. Okay, well, definitely thank you, Miss Marjorie. And I hope that the viewers out there who are in St. Louis, I hope that you all in the surrounding areas, I hope that you all heard this awesome video and the awesome information from Voyce, from Miss Marjorie. And like I said, definitely reach out to her if you all do have anyone that's either entering long-term care or that's in long-term care and that needs a support advocate. So definitely contact Voyce. And we'll put, I'm going to Miss Marjorie, I'm going to also put your phone number and that kind of thing in the comments as well, once we're off of this. So, yes.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you. This has been awesome. You're my first guest, so this is awesome. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Take care, Miss Marjorie. I definitely will stay in contact with you.
All right. Bye-bye.
And thank you all for watching. That's awesome. In broadcast.